Behind the Veil, the Westgate Mall, Inferno. The air in Nairobi's Westgate Mall hums with life. Shoppers weave through luxury stores, children giggle over ice cream, and sunlight glints off polished marble. Then a sound like the world cracking open. Grenades detonate, bullets scream, masked killers stalk the halls, their eyes burning with a hunger for death. In seconds, a sanctuary becomes a slaughterhouse. Who unleashed this nightmare? How did evil slip through the cracks of a nation's defenses? And what secrets remain buried in the ashes of Kenya's bloodiest siege? Pull back the veil, if you dare. The truth will chill your soul. A powder keg, waiting to ignite. Westgate wasn't just a mall. It was a glittering trophy of Kenya's rise, a playground for the rich and a beacon for foreigners. On September 21st, 2013, it buzzed with the rhythm of a carefree Saturday, but beneath the surface a storm was brewing. Al-Shabaab, the Somali jihadist group forged in Al-Qaeda's fire, had been plotting for years. Their leader, the enigmatic Adan Garar, had eyes everywhere, operatives slinking through Nairobi's streets, casing the mall's every corner. Unarmed guards stood no chance. Metal detectors were a farce. Westgate was a trap waiting to spring. Why target this oasis? The answer is a blood feud. In 2011, Kenya launched Operation Linda Enchi, a military offensive to crush Al-Shabaab's grip on Somalia. The militants lost ground, money, and pride. Their response, a vow to paint Kenya red. Westgate, with its Western allure and throngs of expatriates, was their bullseye, a stage to unleash terror and shatter a nation's confidence. Carnage unleashed. At 12:30 p.m., hell tore through the mall. Four gunmen, Abu Bara al-Sudani, Omar Naban, Khattab al-Kine, and Umair al-Mogaddish, stormed in, their AK-47s spitting death, grenades erupting like apocalyptic thunder. Shoppers became prey. A father fell, shielding his daughter. A young woman cowered in a shoe store, her heartbeat deafening as boots stomped closer. Blood streaked the escalators, pooling in cafes where moments ago laughter rang. The attackers didn't pause, didn't flinch. They killed with surgical ruthlessness. For 4 excruciating days, Westgate was a war zone. Fires roared, choking the air with acrid smoke. Part of the mall collapsed, trapping bodies and hope alike. Survivors huddled in crawl spaces, whispering prayers as gunfire echoed. Al-Shabaab reveled in the chaos, hijacking X to broadcast their venom, taunting authorities with every tweet. Their message was clear. This was no random act. It was a declaration of war, a spectacle of fear meant to scar the world. A response that crumbled. Kenya's security forces charged in, but the scene descended into madness. Police, soldiers, and elite recce squad units collided in a fog of miscommunication. A devastating misstep saw friendly fire cut down Martin Munin, a police commander, his death a gut punch to an already faltering response. Reports of soldiers looting, snatching watches and cash from shattered stores, ignited public fury. The siege dragged on, each hour a fresh wound. Al-Shabaab's cunning ran deeper than bullets. Using burner phones registered in Nairobi's Eastleigh, a Somali enclave, they orchestrated their massacre with horrifying precision. Their planning, seeded in 2011 at Kakuma refugee camp, exposed Kenya's soft underbelly, lax borders, unregistered SIMs, and ignored intelligence. How had they burrowed so deep? Why did no one see this coming? Can't look away from the edge of terror, neither can we. Subscribe to @Behind Veil Truths on YouTube and plunge into the heart of the world's darkest mysteries with us. http://www.youtube.com/BehindVeilTruths. The architects of fear, the 4 gunmen, now ghosts in the rubble, were mere pawns. The true masterminds, Adan Garar and Al-Shabaab's Emir, Ahmed Godain, watched from the shadows, their Al-Qaeda ties fueling a global jihadist dream. This wasn't just about Somalia's grudge. It was a calculated strike to gut Kenya's economy, drive out tourists, and sow distrust. Westgate's fall sent shockwaves, with foreign investors fleeing and Kenya's Somali community facing a brutal crackdown, their lives upended by suspicion. The attackers' playbook was diabolical. They exploited Kenya's weak spots, corruptible systems, porous borders, and social media's unchecked power. Their X-posts, dripping with malice, mocked the world in real time, amplifying their terror to a global audience. This was no ordinary attack. It was a psychological siege designed to linger in minds long after the gunfire faded. A trail of blood and questions. On September 24, 2013, the siege ended, but the nightmare didn't. 67 lay dead, 62 civilians, 5 soldiers. Over 175 were wounded, their lives forever scarred. The gunmen's bodies were never found, swallowed by the mall's collapse, sparking whispers of a cover-up. Were there more attackers? Did some slip away? Only 4 Somalis faced charges, all denying involvement, leaving justice a hollow promise. The aftermath was a slow bleed. Kenya's tourism industry, a lifeline, collapsed. Survivors wrestled with nightmares, reliving the screams. A 2022 security report laid bare the attack's meticulous planning, yet no one answered for the ignored warnings or botched response. Al-Shabaab's shadow looms larger still, their later attacks, like the 2015 Garissa University bloodbath, proving they're a hydra, not a corpse. What's stopping them from striking again? Are their agents already among us, waiting? The veil hides more. Westgate wasn't just a massacre. It was a warning shot, a reminder that terror knows no borders. Al-Shabaab's tentacles stretch far, their sleeper cells a ticking bomb. The truth is a labyrinth, missing bodies, silenced whistleblowers, and a government desperate to bury its failures. Every detail uncovered raises a new question, each more chilling than the last. This is only the spark. Behind the veil, we hunt the truths that keep you awake at night. Subscribe to Behind Veil Truths on YouTube for more adrenaline-fueled journeys into the abyss. What's next? A global plot? A hidden traitor? Join us to rip the veil apart. ITC WWY YouTube.com Chat Behind Veil Truths. The ghosts of Westgate scream for answers. Every crowded street, every gleaming mall, every heartbeat of normalcy hides a shadow. The next attack could be anywhere, anytime. Stay with us, eyes wide, as we chase the truths that lurk just out of sight. Dare to uncover what's next?